Welcome to Basic Brewing Video. I'm James Spencer.
I'm Steve Wilkes.
On the audio side, for a while we've been doing these recipe development shows where I've been talking to Chris Colby and Matt Giovanisci. We started off with looking at ingredients and how they work together. And then we started talking a little bit about techniques. And now we're actually going on the show and developing recipes as we go along in the show. We start off with the blank slate, and at the end of it, we have a recipe to go off of. So this is Matt Giovanisci and I got together, and we came up with this recipe for a Belgian Wit. And this, I came up, and this is, the fun part of these shows is that, you know, I'll throw like a curveball in there, or, you know, they'll throw a curveball, and we'll work together and collaborate to come up with a recipe that we wouldn't have come up with on our own. So it's a fun listen.
Okay.
So this is a Belgian Wit with no barley.
Barley there.
It's barley gone.
I had to say that.
But it's, you know, we got to talking, and I said, you know, I've done 100% wheat beers, I've done 100% rye beers. Let's just try a wit beer without any barley and see what happens. So,
okay.
I started off with 8 gallons at 150 degrees Fahrenheit, or 30 liters of water at 65 degrees Celsius. And to that, I added 5 pounds, or 2.27 kilograms of red wheat malt, 3 pounds, or 1.36 kilograms of flaked wheat, 1 pound, or 450 grams of flaked oats. And I rested that for 90 minutes at 150 degrees Fahrenheit, or 65 C. After that, I collected my wort, and I started a 60-minute boil. At the beginning of that, I added 1 ounce, or 28 grams of Czech Sots at 2.4% alpha acid. That's for the whole 60-minute boil. Then after that 60-minute boil, I chilled down to 180 degrees Fahrenheit, and I did a 10-minute hop stand, into which I added 1 ounce, or 28 grams of Amarillo hops at 8.1% alpha acid, 1 ounce, or 28 grams of orange zest, and half an ounce, or 14 grams of coriander that I toasted in a pan on the stove. I pitched Imperial B44 Whiteout, which was 5 months old. This packet of yeast was 5 months old. Now, Imperial says their recommended shelf life is 4 months.
Right.
But I wanted to kind of stress the yeast out a little bit. So Daniel at North Tunnel Homebrew Supply had this expired package of yeast that he just gave me.
Yeah.
So original gravity was 1036, which is lower than we had anticipated. I think my system is, you know, brew in a bag is less efficient than what Matt was used to.
Oh, okay.
And he formulated the recipe in his software.
Yeah. Starting
gravity 1036, final gravity 1006 for an ABV of only 3.9%. So
that's actually respectable.
Yeah, and a 5 gallon or 19 liter batch, by the way. So you want to do the honors, and you know it's a wit beer, so we want to pour most of it and then swirl.
Gotcha.
And actually on purpose do the cookie this time.
Swirl it up. Okay, so I'm going to pour.
Give you a little, or me a little, and you a little.
Pour. Some
getting
critters.
choked up.
No.
Oh no.
I thought I was attracting fruit flies there for a minute.
And then we swirl it up.
This is like the bend and snap in Legally Blonde. Swirl and pour.
So now we got the beautiful. It's the original hazy beer. One of the original hazy beers. I guess Hefeweizen's are the original hazy beer. Cheers.
Cheers.
And this has been sitting out for about an hour. So I wanted to warm it up a bit.
It's still nice and cool, though.
Yeah, I wanted to warm it up so that it's a delicately flavored beer.
Would you call it nuanced?
It's got some nuance. It's better than old aunts.
I had an old aunt once. Wow, I'd pay $1 for that. That's good. That's really good.
It's not weird in any way.
No. It's got I actually, just by happenstance, I've been drinking Hoegaarden, commercial Hoegaarden, and this is not as sweet. This is my beer muscle memory speaking here. It's not as sweet. It's just as fruity, so I get about the same level of fruit. I think I get a little more citrus in the Hoegaarden. I can kind of tell that there's some. I'm going to say it's the Amarillo just because you told me it was Amarillo, so I can tell that there's a pretty powerful hop in there that, at least in the Hoegaarden and other Belgian wits I've had, like there's just no hop character.
Right. It's more kind of milky.
Yeah, this has some hop character, but in a good way. So, good on you. This is great.
It's a lot less pungent citrus-wise, and I thought with all that orange zest and the Amarillo that it was going to be more of an orange bomb. I don't get a lot of that. As it warms up, you get more of that, and as you drink, like as you get down to the bottom of the pint, then you start the coriander flavor starts to build up. You don't get a whole lot of it in the beginning, but at the end of the pint, I've had one of these separately. At the end of the pint, you do start to get that coriander, and it's like I say, it's kind of delicately flavored. Now, if I were to do this again, I was thinking that I would like to add more base malt, just like maybe another pound of wheat, but I'm not really missing it.
No, I wouldn't have an issue with this beer at all. I see what you mean that maybe a little bit more mouthfeel, you might go, But then again, no. I mean,
it's not watery.
It's fine. Yeah.
It's a very sessionable beer.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that maybe I would not do the reduced temperature hop stand. Maybe I would just go ahead and add this stuff at the end of the boil, and either that or extend the lower temperature hop stand to try to get more of the, like that Amarillo character out of it, or something to tweak that. Because the beer, I like the beer.
That's really good.
But it's just not as Belgian witty as I thought it was going to be. Does that make sense?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
But
No,
as an experimental beer, the first attempt at this recipe, I think it's good. I think we could tweak it, and Matt and I will go on the show, and I sent a 6-pack to him in Colorado. Matt Giovanisci of the Brew Cabin channel on YouTube. So it will be interesting to see if we do this again, how it evolves. But I think it's a good first try.
I think it's delicious. It's one of those things where, you might take another throw at it and pop something, or but as it is, it's very good, and I would be proud of this beer if I made it. So I wouldn't worry about that at all. Like I say, just compared to the Hoegaarden, there's a bit of a hop bite that I wouldn't have expected, but that's just in comparison to that particular beer.
It's an American wit.
It's an American wit. Yeah.
Well, there you go. This is our first show of the day. We got 2 more.
It's actually really tasty. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
Perfect.
it's a good beer.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there we go. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Happy brewing.
Happy brewing.
Come and visit us online at basicbrewing.com. You can find archive lists of our audio and video podcasts on homebrewing. You can also find our DVDs and our brewer's logbook, where you can track and log up to 50 batches of beer.
This would be good with Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. There's hair in your pie.